subscribe, which is down from 69%. Our goal is 50%. So if you've ever liked any of the videos we've posted, if you like this channel, can you do me a quick favor and hit the subscribe button? It helps this channel more than you know, and the bigger the channel gets, as you've seen, the bigger the guests get. Thank you and enjoy this episode. James, I've never spoken to somebody that does what you do. What do you do?
I'm a divorce lawyer. I'm a divorce lawyer who represents people in contested divorce and custody proceedings in court. So it's the fact that you've never spoken to someone who does what I do is a good thing. It means that either you've not married or it means that you've successfully married to the point where you would never end up in my office. By the time someone sets foot in my office, something's gone terribly wrong in their life because no one ever meant to meet me. No one ever meant to be in my office ever.
Speak on all of it today in long form for the first time. Let's get into it.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Catherine Pies, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you.
Okay. We've got a lot to talk about, obviously. You and your ex-husband, Austin McBroom, started the Ace Family, which quickly became quite literally the biggest family YouTube channel ever to exist. And then suddenly you guys went dark. And I think everyone has a lot of questions, which we're going to get into. But first, I just want to know, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel like I'm in a new place in my life. And I'm just so excited just to like be free.
And it seemed like
everything was too much. Like,
yeah,
I was like, I had, podcasts coming. I'm like, okay, this is cool, but also like my life is falling apart. But I'm like, I also have to survive right now. So like,
so could you bring us kind of up to speed on terms of, obviously we have the new show coming out, and when the show starts, there's some time jumps. It opens up. It's seemingly shortly after Mom Talk kind of came out on the scene. Shortly after the swinging scandal, but right before your arrest. When did filming or the conversation around making this into a show start? And that kind of happened before the arrest? Like, where's the timeline in terms of how this all came to be? I am kind of curious because it seems like it's been a long time coming. I think there's been a lot of speculation.
Madoff, who cheated investors out of billions, you might think Americans have wised up. Fat chance. Prosecutors and regulators tell us that even in this age of skepticism, Ponzi schemes like Madoff's are thriving. One regulator even calls it Ponzimonium. Why are there so many pigeons around? We asked a few people who should know. As a student of con games and deception, were you at all surprised by the Bernie Madoff scam?
Would you be surprised if I told you that I predicted it?
For starters, we approached Ricky Jay, America's foremost card sharp, actor, sleight of hand artist, a man with an encyclopedic knowledge of con men past and present. He told us of a talk he gave 7 years before Madoff's fall.
Beware of someone well established in the industry.
A lecture on financial fraud.
It was devastating. I was married for 26 years, and I was married to a pastor, and together we had sort of built this whole life. This will remain one of the most shocking things that has ever happened to me.
What happened in that moment? You wake up, you hear that.
It was chaos. I decided to figure out what the hell was going on, so I spent a couple of hours on his laptop while he's passed out in the middle of the night, and it was becoming immediately clear, oh, he has a whole different life. And I am a fool. And it was so stunning and shocking and I almost felt
long time coming. I'm glad we're doing it in person and not remotely. And I think what I want to do is start with your your origin story, because you're your path is very unlikely, your path to becoming a scientist. And I think it actually also kind of contextualizes some of the things that I want to talk about with you today. So maybe start there.
Sure. So on the one hand, maybe I was fated to become a scientist. I guess the two things that are relevant there are, I always loved animals, and I've always been obsessed with animal behavior. Like, just could watch Cousteau shows growing up, underwater life or animals hunting, animals doing anything is just so fascinating to me, because I think even at a really young age, I've always just been intrigued in sort of what drives different animals to behave in the way they do, and how body form matches to
and to listen to this podcast. By doing so, you've enabled me to live out my dream, but also for many members of our team to live out their dreams too. It's one of the greatest privileges I could never have dreamed of or imagined in my life, to get to do this, to get to learn from these people, to get to have these conversations, to get to interrogate them from a very selfish perspective, trying to solve problems I have in my life. So I feel like I owe you a huge thank you for being here and for listening to these episodes and for making this platform what it is. Can I ask you a favor? I can't tell you how much you can change the course of this podcast, the course of the guests we're able to invite to the show, and to the course of everything that we do here, just by doing one simple thing. And that simple thing is hitting that subscribe button. Helps this channel more than I could ever explain. The guests on this platform are incredible because so many of you have hit that button. And I know when we think about what we want to do together over the next year on this show, a lot of it is going to be fueled by the amount of you that are subscribed and that tune into this show every week. So thank you.
It was devastating. I was married for 26 years, and I was married to a pastor, and together we had sort of built this whole life. This will remain one of the most shocking things that has ever happened to me.
What happened in that moment? You wake up, you hear that.
It was chaos. I decided to figure out what the hell was going on, so I spent a couple of hours on his laptop while he's passed out in the middle of the night, and it was becoming immediately clear, oh, he has a whole different life. And I am a fool. And it was so stunning and shocking and I almost felt disappointed.
I have some amazing guests. I'm excited to bring the show to you in the best way that I can. And I hope you enjoy the video this week. Bye.
Please make it loud for John Johnson!
Okay. All right. Look. Okay. So we are in week 2 of there like kind of being files but no files, but like there's kind of like we don't know, but he doesn't know, but he knows, but he doesn't remember, but he wasn't there, but even if he was there, it's not what you think, but like it's a lot going on, right? And